Good morning, children. We'll continue with Shakespeare's Tempest. I think we stopped at line 400 in the last session, but I will just go back a few previous lines very quickly. Caliban curses Prospero and says that the harmful dew which his mother Sycorax fetched should fall upon them and cover them with sores. For this be sure tonight thou shalt have cramps. And Prospero also punishes him for this curse which he inflicted on Prospero and Miranda. You shall have cramps, side stitches that shall pen thy breath up. That is a kind of pain, a rheumatic pain. Prospero says that Caliban's body will be covered, will be full of pain, and he will have to suffer painful cramps. He cannot even breathe. Urchins shall for the vast of night, that they may work all exercise on thee. All exercise means goblins will come and pinch him all over, that his body will resemble a honeycomb, and each pinch will be more painful than the sting of the bee. Each pinch more stinging than the bees that made them. I must eat my dinner. This island mine by Sycorax, my mother. This island belonged to Sycorax, and after his mother's death, Caliban inherited it, but Prospero took it away from him. When thou camest first, thou strokest me and madest much of me. When Prospero first saw Caliban, he was affectionate towards him, he patted him, he showed kindness to him. And teach me how to name the bigger light and how the less. He taught him different words. He taught him the difference between the sun and the moon, that burn by day and night. Sun shines in the day and the moon shines in the night. All this Caliban did not know, Prospero taught him. And then I loved thee. At that time, there was good relationship between Prospero and Caliban, and showed thee all the qualities of the island. Qualities is the good points, the advantages of the island. Caliban showed Prospero all the advantages of the island. He had complete knowledge of the island. The fresh springs, brine pits, barren places and fertile. These are some of the things which Caliban showed Prospero, where fresh water could be available. That is, they need drinking water, good water. Barren places and the fertile. He told Prospero which is fertile places in the island and which are the barren places where nothing will grow. Cursed be I that did so. First, Caliban curses himself for showing Prospero all the advantages of the island. And then he curses Prospero. All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats light upon you. The magic spells of Sycorax, his mother, all these insects, toads, beetles and bats should fall upon Prospero and hurt him. For I am all the subjects that you have. There is no one else in the island, and Prospero has only Caliban as his follower, as his subject. For I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine. The island belonged to Caliban, and Prospero, when he came there, he took it away from him. Which first was mine own king. So Caliban was the only person in the island, and he was the king of the island. And here you style me. Now Prospero has placed Caliban in a rock, and he can come out only at the wish of Prospero, when Prospero wants him to do work. So he has confined him in a rock, just like a pig in a sty. In this hard rock, whilst you do keep from me the rest of the island. Prospero has given Caliban a limited area, a limited space, and he can only be there. When Prospero has some work to do, he will free him from the rock and allow him to do the work. Prospero, thou most lying slave. Slave is servant, you are telling lies. Whom stripes may move, not kindness. Stripes is beatings, lashes with the whip. So Caliban is so cruel, so wicked, that he will be touched only by harsh behavior, by rude behavior, by beating. Whom stripes may move, that is, Caliban will be moved only by beatings, not kindness I have used thee. Filth as thou art. So kindness will not influence Caliban at all. Only punishment and beatings will influence him. I have used thee filth as thou art. He called him earth, he called him tortoise, he called him poisonous slave. So all these things Prospero uses for Caliban, which enables us to realize how wicked Caliban is. I have used thee filth as thou art with human care. I have shown you care, I have looked after you, I have taught you many things. Abhorred slave, hateful slave, which any print of goodness will not take. Goodness, kindness shown to Caliban will not influence him, will not affect him. Only punishment and beatings will influence him, which any print of goodness will not take. He will not be influenced by kindness shown to him. Being capable of all ill, because he is capable of doing all wicked things. I pitied thee. At first Prospero felt sorry for Caliban, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or the other. Prospero spent a lot of effort in teaching Caliban, and he taught him to speak. Before that, Caliban could utter only animal sounds. He did not know the meaning of words. He could not express his thoughts and feelings. And it was Prospero who taught him language, taught him to talk. Took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or the other. For a long time, Prospero spent time teaching him. When thou didst not, savage, know thine own meaning. He used to talk nonsense, without words, without any sense. He could only make animal sounds. But wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish. Gabble makes sounds like an animal because he did not know how to talk. He did not know language. I endowed thy purposes with words. Prospero took trouble and taught him how to express his desires, his feelings, how to express what he wanted. I endowed thy purposes with words. I taught you to express your needs. That made them known. But thy vile race, Caliban and all his group, there is no other person, only his mother, but his mother is dead. But all people like Caliban were wicked, with words that made them known. But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had that in it which good natures could not abide. A good person cannot tolerate the wickedness of Caliban. Therefore was thou deservedly confined into this rock. So that is why, because of his wickedness and evil nature, Prospero was forced to confine Caliban in a rock, who has deserved more than a prison. And this punishment was not enough for the wickedness of Caliban. He deserved to be punished more. Caliban, you taught me language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse. You have taught me how to express myself, but the only benefit that I got, that I received from learning language is to curse. You taught me language, and my profit on it, benefit on it is I know how to curse. The red plague rid you both. The red plague rid you for learning me your language. Red plague here is leprosy. I wish leprosy will destroy you, will kill you because you taught me your language. Hag seed hence. Hag seed is go away from here. Hence means get away, go away. Hag seed is son of a witch. Seed there refers to son. Hag there refers to Sycorax's mother. Hag seed hence, get away from my sight. Fetch us fuel. Go bring fire. Go bring wood for the fire. Fetch us in fuel and be quick. You should do your work quickly. Thou art best to answer other business, because I have other work for you to do. So fetch in the wood quickly. Shruggest thou malice. Now, at this time, Caliban would have shrugged his shoulders, indicating that he was not inclined to obey the orders of Prospero, not willing to do the work which Prospero had given him. Shruggest thou malice? If thou neglectest or dost unwillingly, if you do this work unwillingly, or if you don't do this work when I command, when I order you, I'll rack thee with old cramps. I will make your body painful by inducing cramps into them. Fill all thy bones with wakes, that is pain. You will have to suffer pain all over your body. Make thee roar, that beasts shall tremble as thy din. And you will shout and cry and scream with pain, that even wild animals will tremble when they hear your crying and shouting. You will shout and cry in pain because of the cramps. Now, aside is the audience can hear, but the characters on the stage cannot hear. I must obey. His art is of such power. The magic, art there is magic. The magic of Prospero is so powerful, it would command and control my damned god Setebos. Damns god Setebos. Damn there means mother. It's not a decent word for mother. And Setebos was the god of Sycorax. So Prospero's magic is so powerful that it would even control the god of Sycorax's mother, which is Setebos, and make a vassal of him. He will make Setebos a servant. Prospero is so powerful, his magic is so powerful that he will make even Setebos a servant. So slave hence, go away quickly and do the work. Exit Caliban. Re-enter Ariel, invisible, playing and singing. Ferdinand following. This is the work which Prospero had given Ariel. He should make himself invisible and he should sing so that Ferdinand will follow the sound of his song. Ferdinand cannot see Ariel. Re-enter Ariel, invisible, playing and singing. Ferdinand following. Ariel's song. Come unto these yellow sands and then take hands. Curtsied when you have and kissed. Let us dance away on this sand. Let us dance gracefully. The wild waves whist. The waves are blowing. The waves are moving in the ocean. The wild waves whist. But now the wild waves are silent because we are dancing. The waves are silent now. Put it featly here and there. Let us dance away gracefully. Let the steps of the dance be graceful. And sweet sprites the burdens bear. Sprites are spirits, the companions of Ariel who will help him in his work. The burden is the chorus of the song. Let us all sing the chorus. Hark, hark. Listen, listen. Burden dispersedly within. Bow, the watchdogs bark. Burden again. Burden is the chorus, and from somewhere in the island, these sounds are coming. Hark, hark, I hear the strain of strutting chanticleer. Chanticleer is the cock, and the cock is crowing. The dogs are barking. These sounds, because of Ariel's magic, these sounds could be heard somewhere here and there scattered in the island. Hark, hark, I hear the strain of strutting chanticleer. Cry cock-a-doodle-doo. Ferdinand, where should this music be? I cannot see anyone. Who is playing the music? Where does it come from? Ferdinand is amazed. He is surprised. But he is forced to follow the music. Where should this music be? In the air or in the earth? Is it coming from the air or from the earth, from the ground? It sounds no more. Now the music has stopped. And sure it waits upon some god on the island. This music is serving some god who is on the island. Sitting on a bank, this is Ferdinand talking about the incident which happened. Sitting on a bank, weeping again the king my father's wreck. He was feeling sad, he was weeping because he thought his father was dead. This music crept by me upon the waters. So when he was sad and thinking about his father's death, he heard the music. This music crept by me, came near him upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion. Allaying means subsiding, reducing the violence of the storm and also the fear which he felt in his heart. He seemed to feel some sort of calm, some sort of peace after hearing the music. Allaying means reducing both their fury and my passion. With its sweet air, the music was so sweet that he was forced to follow it. He had to follow it because of the magic. With its sweet air, thence I have followed it. Or it hath drawn me rather. The music has attracted him and made him follow the sounds. But it is gone. Now the music is not heard. No, it begins again. Then Ariel starts singing again. Full fathom 5 thy father lies. Fathom is a measurement, a kind of measurement which is used to measure the sea, the bottom of the sea, the depth of the sea. Full fathom 5 thy father lies. Your father is now drowned and he is lying 5 fathoms in the sea, deep down in the sea. Full fathom 5 thy father lies, of his bones are coral made. Coral is a kind of water plant life. His bones have been turned into coral. Those are pearls that wear his eyes. His eyes have become pearls. Nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change. None of his physical organs have decayed, but they have only undergone a sea change. Nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. All the different parts of the body have not decayed, but they have turned into something beautiful because of the sea water. Into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his knell. Knell is funeral, but he is dead. And the sea nymphs are ringing, playing funeral music. Burden within, ding dong, hark, now I hear them, ding dong. Ferdinand, the ditty remembers my father, my drowned father. Ditty is the song. Whoever is the person, whatever is singing the song, he remembers Ferdinand's drowned father, father who had been drowned. This ditty does remember my drowned father. This is no mortal business. This is not an earthly work. This song is not composed or sung by some human beings. It is sung by some supernatural element. This is no mortal business. That is the song which he had heard. Is not the work of a human being, but a work of a supernatural being. Nor no sound that the earth owes I hear. So it is not a sound which is natural to the earth, natural to the atmosphere, natural to the surroundings. Now above me. Now he hears the music above him. Now above me. Now Prospero is telling Miranda, the fringed curtains of thine eyes advance. Fringed curtains, notice the word used for eyelids. Open your eyelids and see something amazing. Prospero is telling Miranda to open her eyes. The fringed curtains refers to her eyelids. Open it and you will see something amazing. The fringed curtains of thine eyes advance and say what thou seest yonder. That is Ferdinand coming towards her. You see what is happening. Miranda, what is it? Is it a spirit? Is it a human being? Or is it a spirit? Lord, how it looks about. Ferdinand is looking here and there. He is also in a very surprised state. And believe me, sir, it carries a brave form. So Miranda is saying, whatever it is, whether it is a spirit or a human being, Ferdinand looks very handsome. But it's a spirit. Again, she is not able to decide what it is. She thinks it is a spirit. No, wench. Wench means girl. It eats and sleeps and hath such senses. It refers to Ferdinand, whom Miranda is not able to identify because she is wondering whether he is a human being or a spirit. So Prospero says, it eats and sleeps and hath such senses as we have. So that is Ferdinand eats and sleeps and has the same feelings, which we have. It eats and sleeps and hath such senses as we have. The feelings, the ideas, the thoughts as we have such. This gallant, this handsome man which thou seest, was in the wreck. He was one of the persons in the shipwreck. But he is something stained with grief. But he is very sad. Grief is like a canker. Canker is a worm which destroys the flower. So grief destroys a person in the sense that the person is not able to look cheerful or happy. But he is something stained with grief. That's beauty's canker. Canker is a worm. So grief destroys the handsome looks of a person. Thou mightest call him a goodly person. You can refer to him as a handsome man. He hath lost his fellows. He hath lost all his companions in the wreck. All his friends have been lost or drowned in the wreck, and strays about to find them. He is wandering about to find his friends who are lost in the shipwreck. I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw noble. Now so far Miranda has seen only two men, that is Caliban and her father. Now this is the first time that she is seeing a man who is so handsome, so young, and she says he is almost like divine. Divine means something holy, something good, noble about him. I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble. It goes on, I say. Means it goes on, it there refers to the attraction which Miranda feels towards Ferdinand. And also later we see that Ferdinand also has fallen in love with Miranda. And Prospero has planned all this. It is going on exactly as he had hoped. It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. I have already intended that this should happen. Spirit finds spirit. That is spoken to Ariel. You are a very good spirit, a noble spirit. I'll free thee. I'll set you free within 2 days for this. You have done a noble work, a good work, and within 2 days I will give you your freedom. Ferdinand, most sure, the goddess on whom these airs attend. This might be the goddess of the island, and the music is played to entertain this goddess, that is Miranda. Ferdinand also is not sure about whether Miranda is a real human being or a spirit. Most sure the goddess on whom these airs attend. Vouchsafe my prayer. Vouchsafe means listen to my prayer. Grant my prayer. Vouchsafe my prayer. May know if you remain upon this island. I want to know if you are a person who is staying in this island, and that you will some good instructions give. If you are a person of this island, you will help me. You will give me some instruction, some ideas which will help me to live in the island. May know if you remain upon this island. Now only a person who has knowledge of the island will be able to survive in the island. And Ferdinand thinks that Miranda is a person who lives in the island and he wants her to help him. And that thou will some good instructions give, good advice, so that he could live in the island. And that you will some good instructions give. How I may bear me here, how I can conduct myself in the island, how I can live in the island. I hope you will give me some good advice, some good instructions. How I may bear me here means carry on, continue my life here. My prime request, my most important request, which I do pronounce is, which I am asking you, the most important thing which I want to ask you is, oh, you wonder if you be maid or no. Are you an unmarried girl or not? So there you see, Ferdinand has fallen in love with Miranda, and it is love at first sight. Miranda also has the same feelings for Ferdinand. No wonder, sir. I am not a wonder, I am not a miracle, but certainly a maid. I am unmarried. I am certainly unmarried. My language. Miranda is speaking my language. Heavens, I am the best of them that speak this speech. In Milan, I am the person who talks very well, who talks this language very well. Where it is spoken. That is in Milan, where people speak the same language. I am the one who speaks this language very well. How the best? The best there also refers to the most important person, the most noble person, or the highest authority. How thou best? Now Prospero says, how can you say that you are the most superior, the highest person? How the best? What wert thou if the king of Naples heard thee? What will the king think if he heard you, that you are the most important person in Milan, the person with the highest rank in Milan? How the best? What wert thou if the king of Naples heard thee? What will happen if the king of Naples were to hear you now talking? And Ferdinand is speaking as if he is the sole authority of Milan. He has sole control of Milan. Naples, not Milan, Naples. He has sole control of Naples. He is the sole authority in Naples. It's not Milan, it is Naples. Ferdinand, a single thing as I am now, that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. I am very surprised that you are referring to the king of Naples. How do you happen to know the king of Naples? He does hear me, and that he does I weep. Myself am Naples, who with mine eyes never since at ebb beheld the king my father's death. Now Ferdinand feels that his father is dead, his father is no more, and he considers himself as the king of Naples. Prospero is the Duke of Milan, but Prospero has been banished, and his brother is acting as the Duke of Milan. Who with mine eyes never sins at ebb. Now, Ferdinand was weeping continuously, thinking that his father was dead. But Prospero knows he is not dead, he is alive, and he is somewhere in the island. Ferdinand, thinking that his father is dead, considers himself